Hey y'all, it's Jade and welcome back to another video on my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to reset for a new year or a new semester of college. I love to reset every new year. I just love the feeling of a new year or a new semester. I just feel like it's such a fresh start. And so with the start of 2023 and the start of a new college semester, I thought I would share with you guys my kind of 8-step process of how I love to reset for a new period of life. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe down below as well as give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. It really does help out my channel. Also, make sure to comment down below what some of your New Year's resolutions are or New Year's goals are or new habits that you're wanting to bring into 2023. And make sure to follow me on all of my other social media. I've been posting a lot more on TikTok and Instagram right now and trying to kind of grow those platforms, so make sure to go over and give them a follow. I'm gonna keep this intro pretty short and sweet, so let's hop right on in to the video. So the first thing that I always do when I'm going into a new year, new semester, or just a new season of life that I feel like I need to reset for is just declutter. So this can be physically decluttering my spaces. That's probably the first thing that I do. So just cleaning everything up, giving a good deep clean. Also, while you're there, honestly, taking time to reorganize spaces that are in desperate need of a reorganization. So cleaning out that junk drawer or reorganizing your desk to be more effective. But I also love to declutter my technology, delete all of those old files, delete all of those old pictures off of my phone, my desktop, my laptop, my iPad, the whole 9 yards. And I also love to go through my clothes and declutter any that I'm not wearing anymore or I don't want to bring into the next season of life and go and sell them or donate them to Goodwill. The second thing that I do when I'm resetting for a new year or new semester is to fill out anything that I possibly can in my planner. Let me get my planner and show it to you guys. Don't mind the scrub pants. So this is my new planner for 2023. This is a Bando planner. If you want to see a whole video on it, I think I'm going to make some TikTok content on this baddie. But the first thing that I love to do in any new season of life, especially like a new semester of college, but even a new year, is to go ahead and put any dates that I possibly can in my planner. So for me, we got a full schedule of all of the events for my sorority this semester, and all of those are already in my monthly and weekly pages of my planner. Also, when my course syllabuses come out, I'm gonna sit down, put every exam, every homework assignment, every project due, and just go ahead and make sure those are on monthly and weekly pages. I used to only put things on the monthly pages, but then when I would be weekly planning during the week, especially if I had a week that I was kind of busy and I didn't have time to pre-plan ahead for that week on Sunday, I would end up missing events or being surprised that events were kind of coming up because they were in my monthly spread, and I don't look at my monthly spread as much as I do as my weekly on the day-to-day basis. Also making sure to go ahead and schedule those appointments that you have for the next coming season, or make sure that all of those are in there, putting birthdays in. And for me, you don't have to do this, but I love decorating my planner with stickers and washi tape and different organizational things. I also love adding extra pages to my planner that are specific to me. And I just know that doing all of that at the beginning of the year or beginning of a new season, so it's just ready to go with everything that can possibly be in it, already in it, is definitely always the second thing that I do when I'm planning. In the same way, I love to add all of those events, all of those things also to my electronic calendar in my phone. I love my Apple Calendar, and in the same way, it may seem a little bit repetitive to have it in both planners, but seriously, I love being able to have access to it on my phone, but also in my paper planner. I don't know, something about that, it brings your type A girl some peace. So the third thing that I do is think about, kind of on an intentional and a little bit more of an emotional level, think about the friend or the girlfriend or the sister or the person that you want to be for this upcoming year or next season of life. I not only do this every year at the beginning of the year, but honestly every semester and even into every new season of life for me in a lot of ways, because I just feel like there is something so powerful about sitting down and reflecting on the ways in which you were great in the past season, but also the ways in which you could grow and be better for yourself and better for the people around you. And kind of just even thinking in your head some key words of, this is the person I want to be in this next season of life, writing it down, claiming it, and then I think when we go into goal setting and some of these next steps, it really just sets this whole intention behind why you're setting the goals that you're setting. Because if you're just setting XYZ random goals, but there's really no intention behind why you're doing it, you won't end up sticking to them and they won't really mean anything to you. So I wanted to share kind of one spread that I actually added into my planner. This used to be something else in this planner, but I just kind of whited it out and used the boxes to do this. But I kind of wrote out, I want to be a friend who's blank. And I wrote out all the words that I wanted to. A Christ follower who's blank. A girlfriend who's blank. And a leader who's blank. So for my friendship one, the words that I used were loyal, kind, compassionate, selfless, supportive, encouraging, present, intentional, and trustworthy. Like, yes, that's a lot of words, but those are very specific words to me that, not that I haven't done in the past, but ones that I just really want to carry into this new year and hold in really high regard. For a Christ follower, I did humble, gentle, devout, confident, wise, detail-oriented, communicative, relational, teachable, and submissive. For a girlfriend, I said consistent, supportive, loving, romantic, gentle, tender, selfless, content, and joyful. And then my last category is a leader, and that might seem like kind of a random one. This isn't always meaning that you have a leadership position or a role in some way. I don't even think I really have any sort of leadership role going into this next semester, but still just in the person I am, when I am in positions of influence over people or I am leading people, these are the values that I want to hold close to my heart, and that is wise, humble, brave, confident, empowering, approachable, Christ-reflective, genuine, and servant-hearted. Now the fourth step, the next thing that I will do is set my New Year's resolutions or my goals and dreams for the future year. Now, one thing I want to mention for goal setting, we have a couple steps that kind of orient around goal setting. Before we get into any of those, let me tell you a little thing about goal setting from a nursing major. As a girly who has to make a care plan every single week of her life, I know a lot about setting goals, and 3 things that a good goal has to be is specific, measurable, and timed. Meaning that each goal needs to be a specific action, not just something broad. It needs to be measurable, so you need to be able to measure whether or not you've met this goal in some way. So it needs to be not just workout, it needs to be workout for 30 minutes. And it needs to be timed. So not only do you need to have the workout part, you need to do the workout for 30 minutes, but you also need to do workout 30 minutes 3 times a week for the next 6 months, or whatever that looks like for you. Setting these specific, measurable, and timed goals really is what leads you, first of all, to know what you're actually supposed to do with that goal as a person, and second of all, actually know whether or not you've met that goal, have something to strive for, and really, like, truly, that is one of the biggest things that I feel like leads people to not actually accomplishing the goals that they set, is just setting these really broad goals that aren't really actionable. For me, I like to set the really broad goals first, so the things that kind of encompass the entire year, and also in this time being a very future-oriented person, sometimes I'm even just dreaming about things that I want my life to look like in the future in general, whether or not those are things that are going to be accomplished this year, but are things maybe I could start working towards this year. This is the time to dream about what you want your life to look like. You have these intentions that you've set now from the previous step, so you can see, well, how do I really want to carry these out through the person that I want to be? And for me, I like to set a goal kind of in different categories of my life. So things like academic, work, financial, health and wellness, spiritual, hobbies, relational, all of those different things. I like to set a goal individually in each category. I'm going to be making a whole TikTok with my personal New Year's resolutions and kind of going into those. So if you guys want to hear what my New Year's resolutions are, make sure to go over and watch that video. And step 5 is to set short-term, realistic goals for different areas of your life. So these are going to be goals that are more specific, more actionable for the next maybe month of your life, or 3 months of your life, or a couple weeks of your life. These are setting goals that you want to accomplish every week. Like, every week I want to do this, or every 3 days I want to do this, or 4 times a week I want to do this. This honestly kind of leads into my next step, step 6, which is kind of creating actionable habits that you're able to do to be able to accomplish the goals that you've set. Ultimately, accomplishing goals is number 1, about having passion and intention behind it, which is kind of what we did in step 3 with kind of writing out who we want to be in this upcoming year. But it's also about having discipline, habits, and routines in place to be able to accomplish those goals. We all know that people tend to set really unrealistic goals. I am definitely guilty of that. But not only do they set unrealistic goals, they're not creating habits and patterns in their life that are conducive to actually accomplishing them. So this is the time to look at the goals you've set and think, okay, well, how do I accomplish that? If I want to work out more, then I'm going to be setting a goal for how many times per week I want to do that in my short-term goals, for how many minutes, and leave room for improvement. Even if you only set that you want to work out 2 days a week, that doesn't mean that you can't work out 7 days a week. It just means that you want something that is, realistic to accomplish every week. And then you're going to look at, well, what habits, what routines can I put into place to be able to accomplish that goal? So for me, using a time-blocked planner, I'm able to put in all my classes, all my mandatory events, and see where are the free chunks of time in my week that I can go ahead and box in there and write out workout, so that I know that I'm going to get those 2 times in the gym in, or I'm going to get that daily 30-minute walk in because I've already blocked out the time to do it. Or it could be seeing that, oh, I don't have to go to class until 11 a.m. every day. I'm gonna make sure that I'm going on my walk at 10 a.m. Creating this daily routine to make sure that you actually accomplish your goal. Also, this is just a good time to evaluate your life in general, whether or not it's reflective of the goals that you set, and just see where you might want your routines to change. So for me, I always like to evaluate, what does my morning routine look like? What does my night routine look like? How can I add more moments of intention in there? How can I add more self-care aspects in there? How can I make this a process that gives me peace and not something that makes me feel stressed or confused or all over the place? And what are some negative habits that I've had in the last year that I want to get rid of? And how do I change those negative habits into something positive and something that I maybe could actually bring fruit to my life rather than something that only takes away? After we have decluttered all of our spaces in our life, and after we have written everything in our planner and just have this really good plan for as far out as we possibly can, we have our intentions, we have our goals, we have our habits, we have our routines. The last thing that I always love to do before I even start implementing any of these things that I just wrote out is to take a minute and have some self-care and have a mental reset. So for me, a lot of times that literally, cliche, I know, looks like taking a bath and having a spa night and doing some skincare. It also could mean having a relaxing night where I'm reading a book or drawing or journaling or taking time to pray and spend time with the Lord. I feel like there's no way that we can run off an empty tank, and if we're just trying to run off a tank that's already empty from the year before or the season of life before, we're never going to really be able to put these things into practice. And the most fulfilling thing for me, I feel like, is starting these practices off that I want to accomplish in the most full, as a human, place that I can be in. And so I'd love to take this moment, whether it's literally 30 minutes or an hour, or a whole day, or a whole week, to kind of reset and rest and recuperate so that I can really start these goals, start these intentions with a body and a mind that is strengthened and energized and ready to accomplish them. Because if you go in without that, you're gonna fail right off the bat, and then you're never gonna wanna get back up and keep working towards these goals because you already started off not being able to accomplish them. And then the last step, and one of the biggest that I actually wanna emphasize, is to start now. Whether or not you're watching this video a couple weeks into 2023 and you're like, well, guess I gotta wait till 2024 to set my resolutions. Or maybe you're watching this halfway through the semester and you're like, well, guess I'm gonna have to wait till next year to change my whole life around. That is not the truth. Honestly, studies show that if you are kind of banking all of your goals and resolutions off of the New Year's season, you're actually less likely to accomplish them than when people set goals and intentions for themselves at random points throughout the year. It just shows that your motivating factor to change is not just because you have this intrinsic desire to be different, but because it's a new season of life and you feel like it's a fresh start. Really, the motivation to change and the motivation to grow and be better and accomplish your dreams truly comes from within. So please, whenever you are feeling this spark, literally stop watching this video and go do it right now. Start brainstorming ways that you want your life to be or look different, and then start now. You don't want to bank your goals off of a season of life, because then when you fail, you're not going to want to pick yourself back up. You're going to want to base your goals off of an intrinsic factor of motivation and passion to change. All right, guys, that is my whole video. I hope that you guys liked this how to reset your life video. I'm a really big goal, future-oriented person, also a very type A, as you can probably see. And so doing things like this and goal setting and resetting is something I absolutely love and I've done for a really, really long time. And I can't believe I've honestly gone this long without making a video like this, kind of explaining my process to you guys. Again, if you want to see my specific New Year's resolutions, goals, the habits I'm changing, I'm thinking about making some TikToks about those, so make sure to go over and follow me there. As well as make sure to subscribe to this channel if you like this video and want to see more from me. And if you have any content ideas for 2023, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was encouraging to you. I hope that you guys go and use this as kind of an opportunity to think through what you want this next year or season of your life to look like. And again, let me know down below what some of your resolutions or goals or intentions for this next year or semester are. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.